Hi, I am Tiffany and this is my channel Thriving Lively. I started following the Starch solution of June of 2020 and so far I've lost about 15 pounds and more importantly I have had a big reduction in my symptoms of my chronic illnesses. So I have asthma and I have Crohn's, which are both autoimmune diseases, and a lot of symptoms manifest in like skin issues or hair loss. And so I've been able to really heal a lot of those just like by cutting out processed foods and eating very healthfully. And so I really like this way of eating. I find it very easy and something that I can commit to, I think, lifelong. So I definitely think that if you are looking to change the way you're eating, or if you're doing it and you get discouraged, just keep at it because the benefits are amazing. One thing that I notice when I'm on the Facebook groups, a lot of people have questions about what to eat for breakfast if they're not eating oats. And I know that personally in my life, like my husband does not like oats because of the texture. I make them every morning for me and my daughters, but I know a lot of people don't like them. And so I grew up eating other grains for breakfast, whether it be just like rice or barley. I know a lot of people are, experimenting with different grains, and I think that's great. But they don't have to be savory. You can make them sweet, especially if you're transitioning from the standard American diet. It's a really great way to kind of implement a whole food, but kind of keep it similar to what you're used to. And so I just thought I would share those with you today. And if you guys like this video or give these a try, give me a thumbs up or leave a comment below. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the porridges that I made, and I'm gonna start off with this quinoa mix. I was trying to do just buckwheat, and I thought I ordered just buckwheat, but I got this from Whole Foods, and it is quinoa, buckwheat, and millet. And so I just cooked it up and I made it the same, all three of these the same way. And so here's what it looks like. And it's really chewy and delicious. It has a very like brandy taste to it. Kind of reminded me of like grape nuts. I don't know if anyone remembers eating grape nuts, but my parents used to eat it. And so every now and then I would get stuck eating grape nuts. But anyway, it is very good. And it definitely doesn't have like that mushy feeling that you get with regular porridge with oats. For the grain mix, I am going to bring 1 cup of water to a boil, and then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of the mix in there, and then I'm going to turn the heat down and let that simmer for about 15 or 20 minutes. Kind of cooks just like quinoa does. And then the second porridge that I made was with barley. And I started doing barley in place of oats a couple of months ago. And I don't do it all the time just because it's harder for me to get this. It looks like Honey Smackers, and I'm not sure if anyone remembers Honey Smackers. It was a multi-meal cereal and it had that frog on the top and it was like glazed with honey. Anyway, it was one of my favorites, but this obviously is a little bit different. It's not toasted, it's, just cooked, and there's not like lots of sugar on here. But it's very chewy and it's very nutty in flavor. And this is my favorite out of all of these. So I don't know, I think it's a really good substitution if you do not like the texture of oats. The barley ratio is 3 to 1, so I'm putting 1.5 cups of water to 1/2 cup of barley, and then after I bring it to a boil, I will cover it and put it on simmer, and I cook it for about 50 minutes total. And then this one is just something that I used to eat as a kid when I got sick. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the brat diet. I can't remember what the T stands for right now, but it's, you know, banana, rice, applesauce, something, I think toast. Yeah, toast. And so when I got sick, my mom would make me rice, and she'd put some like cinnamon and brown sugar and some milk on it. And so this is kind of a variation from that. And so just some brown rice. And so I am using brown rice, and I'm going to be doing it in the Instant Pot. So first I rinse it, and then the Instant Pot directions say to use a 1-to-1 ratio. So I am doing 1/2 cup of brown rice and 1/2 cup of water. I did add a little extra just because, I don't know, I'm not used to cooking brown rice that way, and I like it a little softer anyway. So I probably did about a 3/4 cup. And then I ended up cooking it for 28 minutes. I added 3 minutes after I stopped filming. All three of these are very similar in their nutrients. I'm pretty sure the quinoa mix has the most protein at 12, and I did about 1/2 cup dry for each of these. And so these are just 3 ways that you can incorporate a porridge in the morning if you are transitioning or you just like having a cereal in the morning, but you don't want oats because of the texture, or for whatever reason. My husband hates oats because of the texture. So these are all really great options. Anyway, if you guys try any of these or you like the ideas, please hit a thumbs up or subscribe and just come back and watch more of my videos.